Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bosch. The number of clean diesel models in North America will double by 2014. Bosch Clean Diesel. Good, clean, fun. Bridgestone. Your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems. Improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by the 2013 Hyundai Sonata. Learn more at HyundaiSonata.com.
Hello and welcome to Autoline Daily. I'm John McElroy, and here's the news. Electric car sales are nowhere near what some experts were predicting just a few years ago, but Cadillac is charging ahead with its upcoming model, the ELR. Introduced as the Converge concept car a few years ago, it's based on the Chevrolet Volt technology, but will offer a luxurious interior with premium materials and better performance. Don Butler, the Vice President of Marketing for Cadillac, tells Autoline that customers will be attracted to its beauty and the fact that it represents a responsible choice from a brand with a conscience. He also let us be known when the car will become available.
We'll be here within a year and a half. It'll be in showrooms within a year and a half.
That interview with Don Butler will be shown in its entirety in an upcoming episode of Autoline this week. Speaking of luxury electric cars, Fisker is in the news again because a couple of Republican senators are attacking the company. As you'll recall, Fisker got $529 million in government loans on the stipulation that it create 2,500 direct and indirect jobs at an ex-GM plant in Delaware to make its new model, the Atlantic. But its existing car, the Karma, which is made in Finland, has not met sales goals. So Fisker stopped preparation at the plant in Delaware and laid off everyone but 16 employees. And now those senators are wondering why it got any government money in the first place. And speaking of luxury cars, the battle between BMW and Mercedes-Benz is taking an interesting turn. According to the Wall Street Journal, BMW is using controversial tactics to game the system. Apparently, the Bavarian-based automaker busted out its checkbook and offered dealers special one-day incentives on July 31st, the last day of the month. Dealers got discounts up to $7,000 on 2012 model year cars, but the vehicles had to be reported as sold that day. So that goosed sales to just over 21,000 units, about 1,900 higher than Mercedes. BMW included demonstrators in that figure, cars that are sold to dealers for customers to test drive. You know, the funny part of all this is that BMW and Mercedes always say they don't care if they're number one in car sales. All they want to do is satisfy their customers. Well, as the old saying goes, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. Kia is set to debut the next generation Sorento at the Paris Motor Show. The crossover features a number of significant upgrades, not the least of which is the architecture. It's built atop a brand new platform. Expect better safety, more technology, and enhanced refinement. In the engine compartment, Sorento will offer buyers a host of different powertrain options, including gasoline and diesel engines that are smoother and quieter and more efficient. 6 speeds are standard across the board in either manual or automatic form. Front and all-wheel drive versions are available, but you know, it's kind of funny. For a vehicle that's on a brand new platform, it looks exactly like the old one. Formula One is coming to the Big Apple next year, and to help get the word out, Red Bull Racing took one of its Formula One cars to New York City to sing the national anthem with the New York skyline and the Statue of Liberty in the background. You heard me right, to sing the national anthem. As you can see, the revs are being controlled by a couple of techs with a computer. Pretty impressive, and a whole lot more in tune than when comedian Roseanne Barr butchered the national anthem when she sang it at a baseball game some years back. Coming up next, heavy trucks put a lot more miles on the road than any passenger cars do, and yet those trucks lag behind cars when it comes to safety and convenience equipment. After the break, we'll show you how that technology is starting to migrate from passenger cars to the big rigs.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Effective this year, stability control is mandatory on all passenger cars sold in the U.S. Surprisingly, though, this relatively simple technology is not required on large commercial vehicles. NHTSA is looking into the issue and will soon likely mandate it. In the meantime, supplier company Meritor Wabco is leading the way. Its next-generation stability control system, called ESC Smart, is under development. Beyond keeping tractor-trailers and other heavy vehicles shiny side up, it has one feature that makes competing systems look primitive by comparison.
ESC Smart is really an advancement of our already industry-leading self-learning technology. And again, what ESC Smart is intended to do is really compensate for the difficulty you have in the commercial vehicle business, because you have so many different types of trucks, so many different vehicle configurations. Being able to have a technology that self-learns the vehicle configurations basically allows you to drive it away from the plant already configured to that particular vehicle, and over the life it'll continue to learn as things like steering angles change, perhaps tires change, wheel size, things like that.
So right now from the factory, if we were to go out on the Genite and do a stability maneuver, the system is fully operational. It meets all, like York said, all government mandates, all performance standards, for the industry. It's just, there's so many variations of vehicles, it can help us greatly, especially at the OEM level, to be adaptive and be able to learn the vehicle. Where our competitors use more of an automotive technique. They take every single possible variation of a truck, this truck with this gearbox, with a different gearbox, with different suspension, and they have to learn all that. Where we can take this basic truck, put the programs together, and it doesn't matter on steering gear. We'll learn, we'll adapt.
It's amazing. They actually give the ESC Smart system the ability to adapt over time. And that's an innovation I haven't even heard of in passenger cars. Kind of interesting, isn't it, that they're bringing it to market on the commercial side. Meritor Wabco's ESC Smart system is expected to debut in January of 2014. Hey, be sure to tune in tonight for Autoline After Hours, when we'll be down at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Even though the event officially starts Saturday, all those Dream Cruisers are already cruising on Woodward Avenue, and that gives us the perfect backdrop for After Hours. So join me and the auto extremist Peter DeLorenzo for the best in-depth discussions about cars that you can find. And remember, our pals Jim Hall and Mark Phelan will be there too, and that's all starting tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And that wraps up today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.